Her acknowledgement of what was a momentous day was reluctant, but in the Scottish borders town of Tweedbank, where she'd arrived to open a new railway line, it was an issue the Queen could not ignore.
Many, including you, First Minister, have also kindly noted another significance attaching to today, although it is not one to which I have ever aspired. Inevitably, a long life can pass by many milestones. My own is no exception. But I thank you all, and the many others at home and overseas, for your touching messages of great kindness.
It began in Edinburgh. The Queen had arrived from Balmoral, where she had originally said she would prefer to spend a quiet day. She was welcomed, a moment not without irony, by Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon. Many in her Scottish National Party would like to sever links with the Crown. The Queen was to be carried in style aboard the steam train Union of South Africa. Today was all about making journeys one long, touching 7 different decades, the 4 corners of the globe, and the affections of many million people. The other short, 31 miles from Edinburgh to the borders. The Queen's thoughts may have been on a rather more sombre journey many years ago. In February 1952, she flew back to London from Kenya after the sudden death of her father, King George VI. She had left a princess and returned a queen at just 25 years old. As the Union of South Africa headed south, a tide of tributes was gaining momentum, led by the Prime Minister.
It is, of course, typical of her selfless sense of service that she would have us treat this day just like any other.
The Queen's first stop was Newton Grange Station. It was a chance to meet some of the thousands of well-wishers who had turned out to share her big day. Her original request was for no fuss, always a vain hope, as she discovered at the final stop in Tweedbank.
The Queen was always uncomfortable about celebrations she regards as inextricably linked to the death of her great-great-grandmother. But such was the level of public and media interest in today's milestone in her reign that she was in the end forced to respond to it.
Nicola Sturgeon, passionate advocate of Scottish independence, was now cheerleader for the British monarch.
Your Majesty, today you become the longest reigning monarch in British history.
It could have been a routine event in a modest setting, but of course it wasn't. A monarch who has travelled further and met more people than any other is now the longest to reign over her subjects. Tim Ewart, ITV News, Tweedbank.